Hey skiers, it's Bob from SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. Got a Dynastar M-Free 108 for you today. Same construction, shape, and profile as last year, and just a really powerful freeride ski. We've noticed that these skis do have a little bit more of a hefty and sturdy feel to them rather than light and playful and drifty. So you end up seeing these on the feet of more advanced and more aggressive skiers, especially where the snow is a little bit softer. They do work pretty well in an on-trail format. Clearly, I don't see or foresee anyone reaching for these for a local ski bum race, but there's no denying that on packed powder and smooth groomers, they work really well and make some really clean carved turns. But certainly they're more, more used to being, or better being used, in softer snow and kind of more big mountain-oriented terrain. A lot of that has to do with the construction. Uses their hybrid core 2.0, made of 3 different layers of poplar and polyurethane along the sides. Polyurethane does a great job at keeping the ski quiet and smooth and damp. And then those poplar laminates, top 2, which are milled and joined together, deliver a lot of energy, make the ski feel pretty stiff as a result. Weight-wise, this is the 178, and this thing sits on the scale here at 2,060 grams. So a pretty hefty ski. A lot of that is due to the thicker overall wood core. There's some beef in this ski for sure. And then flex-wise, it's supportive and consistent, but it is not soft, especially in the underfoot zone and especially where it lines up with the camber. So when we take a look at that shape and profile, it does start to have kind of a more dramatic freeride feel to it. But not a lot of freeride skis have this kind of curvaceous look to them. And underfoot, that is very stiff camber. Basically it takes 2 hands to compress it fully, and then we see a lot of rocker in the tips and tails. So you get that energy from the camber here, and then you get your flotation from this dramatic rocker profile. A lot of splay in the tip. Not like crazy amount of taper here. Widest part is brought further down into the ski, but it's gentle. It's not overly dramatic. Same thing in the tail, a little bit more pintail oriented. But yeah, a lot of rocker back here, long and a lot of splay. And then tapers pretty similar to the tip where it's not overly dramatic, but it is noticeable. It's just a lot smoother. Get a 17-meter turn radius in this 178. A lot of that is found in that midsection here. If you kind of take the taper down, most of the side cut is found kind of in that middle 2/3 of the ski where it is not tapered. And yeah, you can access that turn shape, but it is stiffer, and with that camber underfoot does make it hard to fully engage in that shorter turn radius. So you can get that kind of driftier mentality out of the ski, but it does like to be used more in that kind of porpoising format in fresher and softer snow, and is just an absolute blast. When we went out to Alta a few years ago, we just saw a ton of M-Free 108s. I think if you ski in a place that has a lot of consistent snow, this will work well as a daily ski. Certainly for here in Vermont, it's more of a snow day option. But yeah, this is a great kind of one ski option, or even just a daily if you are in a snowier area. We do have some nice tester feedback here. Ben Gruno notes that he was surprised how chargy this ski is. For me, it's an everyday do-it-all slayer for someone who wants to be stable and going fast and trust the ski 100%. It is a very trustworthy ski. It does have that damp and stable feel to it. I do think that keeps it out of kind of the intermediate range. If you're an advanced skier, I think you should be on the more aggressive side, and then experts with a good skill set can kind of manipulate this ski with their skills and hopefully with some strong legs, because it is not the easiest ski, but it's also not the most demanding. The thickness of the core, that camber, do make it set itself apart with a lot of good energy. And then with that dramatic rocker profile, you can, it does float very well in softer snow. just doesn't have kind of that straight line mentality. It does like to be turned a little bit more, but it can be done so with a reasonable amount of aggression and speed. But that's it. Make sure to check out this Dynastar M-Free 108 here at SkiEssentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.